Welcome to Spittin with Spitter bonus episode. If we could just get this guy into the camera a little bit, he's just hanging out. He's been ducking and dodging this camera since the tattoo was done. He wanted to beat my leg up for hours, take all kinds of aggression out on my leg. And here we are. Eli, what's up, my brother? It's always good. Round two, a year later.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a year, but
a year and a month. Well, no, yeah, year and a month.
Went quick.
And
a lot's changed.
A lot has changed, and the cool thing is, like, we revisited the last podcast and where we talked about some goals and stuff like that. We're gonna get into all of that. But before we click the live button, we were talking about how the moves that we're making are way bigger than just for monetary and financial gain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people often we're looking around and people are judging based off of what we have. And this is
not just that. I judge myself too.
Yeah,
which is which is sucks too. But
it's let's keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
everything's a highlight reel. I want to be like the next person. Like, look, isn't that what Instagram is?
Yeah, I try not to, but I am victim of that at times.
I mean, I think we all are a little bit. But let's talk about the moves you were making. So you're kind of clammy right now. I'm gonna break you out of this show. You're sitting here all. Oh, I'm not saying nothing.
Hey, real quick though, you want to shout out to your sponsors?
Oh! Eli, man, shout outs to my sponsors, man. Before we really get the show started, you see, I'm a little delirious. I lost a lot of blood. First and foremost. Shout out to Lehigh Vape. They're located at 822 Nazareth Pike for all your vaping essential needs. That's Lehigh Vape, 822 Nazareth Pike. Tell them TJ sent you. They're running all kinds of sales right now. Christmas is coming. For all your pest control needs, go into the little Facebook search block and type in wall-to-wall pest control services. Search up Chuck Rockmore. Tell him TJ sent you. He'll take care of you, whether it's bed bugs, rodents, anything you need. Again, that's wall-to-wall pest control services. We got the sponsorships out of the way, playing. Now it's just me and you.
But my neighbor said he saw rats in my yard, so I might need that pest control service. Yeah.
Rats in your yard.
Let's talk. Rat in my yard. He said, yeah.
So we're gonna talk about what a difference a year can make. So at the end of the last podcast, we had said, what are some of the goals moving forward? I think what was that? One of the questions was, where do you see yourself in 10 years? How has the bucket list, how has the goal list been checked off in this last year? Because there's one thing specifically you were talking about you wanted to start doing.
Yeah. But your question to me was, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah.
And it might have been geared towards family or business or whatever, but the first thing that came to my mind was I'll be flying in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to be flying airplanes,
Flying
the exact. And looking back, it's crazy because certain things lined up where I became a pilot in training and started in May.
That was 7 months after the podcast.
Yeah, 6, 7 months. And so there's forces in the universe that were working on my behalf.
For sure.
They're always working
on
our behalf.
Making miracles look like coincidence.
Absolutely.
So what's it? First and foremost, I've never had the desire. It's never been a dream of mine to fly an airplane. What's that like? Where does that come from? Some kids wake up and they want to be professional bowlers or basketball players, or I want to fly a plane. Where does it come from?
Came from my dad originally. He always had stories that he flew when he was in his 20s. I guess he had sold his plane maybe a year before I was born, so unfortunately I didn't get to fly with him. but he always told stories, and it was crazy to think that my dad was a pilot, private pilot, his own plane, not a commercial pilot, but so it's kind of always, I don't know if I'm like living that dream he had, or I don't know. I was just always intrigued after that, and Braden's Airport in Forks Township, right outside Easton, it's right there. I passed it every day for a while.
Right.
There's a sign right there, learn to fly.
Mm.
And at some point in time, I realized that maybe we could make that a reality,
Man, look at
Yeah.
you. Making it a reality.
You said, what is it like to fly?
Yeah. What is it like? Because I've been in a plane, I've flown on planes, but actually being able to fly a plane is a different feeling, I would assume.
Absolute freedom. Absolute freedom from all this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like hopping in your car, all right, I'll be back. No, I'm hopping in a plane.
No, breathtaking landscapes and freedom. And, it's meditative to some degree, but it's also, I'm in training, so I can't just daze out the window. I'm looking at my instruments. I'm looking at my altitude.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be aware of what's going on in the cockpit, So yeah, that's changed in life since the last podcast.
Yes. Oh, shout out to Margo. Appreciate you. You also had a birthday. You hit another milestone, a different club. Yo, we doing it today. Listen, I'm here to have fun because he just got done punishing me. Yeah. Let's it be clear. I'm in here on no sleep. I didn't really take the tattoo very well. I didn't handle it very well. He had me on. You ever get like a real big piece of pepperoni on a very little saltine cracker, and how the pepperoni just makes the saltine cracker disappear? That's how I felt on that little ass table. But here we are.
Yeah, luckily I was able to get that last 15 minutes.
Killed it. I was tapping out. I was done. My leg was done.
Yeah, at some point we'll have to show the viewers that work.
Yeah. Some point.
So yeah, a milestone, man. I turned 40 in September.
Yes. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. Everything hurts a little more now.
It does. And just had to get a physical, and upon getting blood work, found out I got high cholesterol. So that's nothing that was in my radar.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
like, oh shit, I heard about that cholesterol thing. Like, I didn't think that was,
not even a realm of possibilities.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Change up my diet some.
Right. Yeah. Happens to the best.
Yeah.
You've acquired some real estate.
Yeah. I bought a house in June. I closed on my house.
Look at these things lining up. We're neighbors.
Yep.
Kind of adjacent.
Right. Close.
I
was actually gonna hit you up the other night, walking the dog. It's a bit beyond. I don't go barely up to the circle. Sometimes I do.
Right.
And you live a few blocks past that. I was gonna hit you up.
Right.
I'm on to it.
Right.
So I'll be hitting you up soon.
So I want to get into some real tattoo questions that everybody that I know that does tattoos have shied away from. What makes you turn down a tattoo? Respectfully.
My ability to see it through with the quality of work that I want to see my work at. Mostly lately cover-ups, like a lot of cover-ups, I'm just gonna turn away.
Right.
Whereas I never turned them down in the past.
Okay.
And now it's like, there's there's a few artists that work at the shop now. It's like I can push them in that direction. If not, there's this guy down the street or this guy over here, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which they're probably going to say the same thing now. If we don't do cover-ups, go somewhere else. But yeah, they're tough to do. And I've been focusing in on certain styles. And so if it's not matching that style too, I'm most likely going to turn it down.
I know you've been focusing on much bigger. Mm-hmm. So, what made you go into that direction? Because you always been used to big pieces.
Right.
I love the work. All the pieces that I see, all the work they do, and they're all magnificent. So, what had made you turn in that direction to go to the bigger work?
Um, I love sleeves, man. I love sleeves. I love seeing sleeves. I love doing sleeves. I love the way that they wrap the arm and they work with the body. I've always worked on a lot of sleeves. It's just now these last few years I've been accomplishing and seeing them all the way through. You know, good clients. My work ethic is pretty strong lately. And I like a large format, you know,
Right.
sleeves, back pieces, rib panels, but mostly sleeves are my favorite. Plus, you know, I mean, if there's going to be exposed skin on somebody's body out in public, it's going to be their arms
Right.
first. You know, people are going to see my work.
Right.
You know, so you know,
yeah, for sure.
You know, you could do awesome back pieces, and I got a couple in the works. But how often is somebody going to see that? You know what I mean? So, and you know, a lot of the artists that I follow and look up to, they do big stuff. You know?
So that's a good segue. The question I have for you is, who are some of the bigger? I hate to, because bigger is subjective. Who are the artists that you look up to in that realm?
You asked this question last time, and you just caught me off guard, and I threw out a couple names, some friends of mine who were really dope.
Right.
But
there was one in particular, and not to cut you off, but you just showed me something.
Yeah.
That I was like,
Philip Liu from Switzerland. Yeah, he's I looked up to him for years. But now that I recently got his book and seeing the progression of his work over decades, and to see the amount of bodysuit, full bodysuit tattoos, or anybody doesn't know what a bodysuit is, it's your entire body covered, except for your genitalia, your feet and hands and neck, but you know, generally your whole body. And
it's basically from neck to ankles to wrist.
Yeah, another artist that I've been really big on the last year, and I just got one of his books. He just published a book, smaller book, Stu Pangdon from Australia. I guess he's considered like neo-Japanese, and that's where my work's going. A lot of like more Japanese style, with snakes and dragons and peonies and foo dogs, Hanya masks, onis. There's a lot of cool subject matter with that, and it just works well with large scale work. And the tradition and the heritage of that work, and you know, it's a lot out there to learn with it too.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. So is that what inspired you to go that direction? Is diving into it and learning the history of the art that you're creating?
I didn't initially see it like that, but now that I create more of it and I learn more about it, I see that there's, you know what I mean? Like you just go down a rabbit hole of knowledge, and you learn a little more and more. And yes, not initially, but now, yeah. I would like to be able to study it more, but then I get sidetracked doing work I don't want to be doing, taken away from the time doing it, you know.
Like my piece today.
Like portraits. Like I do portraits well, you know, but it's not my go-to.
I'm gonna post my leg when we're done. He smoked this tattoo. Like it's incredible. It's so lifelike.
Thanks. You can tell the viewers what it is.
Oh yeah, it's Michael Myers. See, I didn't really. So okay, so I tell people I got Michael Myers tattoo.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
Not really.
No.
Maybe to some people, but
okay.
Right.
Well, I think some of the perception is, why would you get Michael Myers tattoo? Right.
Nah, there's a whole horror culture out there, man. There's a lot of people who are into that, and they're really big into that, you know.
They really are.
You know,
like
there's a whole subgenre culture out there.
If anybody knows me, they should know I've watched the new Halloween over 10 times.
Oh, for real? Really?
Yeah.
I'm
I watched it over 10 times. I watched all the old Halloweens. I'm still my daughter came down the stairs the other night, and I was watching the Halloween, and it's my happy place. Watching Michael Myers clean up a neighborhood is my happy place.
We all need one.
We all need one. We all need. Is your happy place flying planes?
It is, and I got several happy places though, man. Flying planes, definitely one of them. Definitely one of them. But every time I fly, it's not just a happy place. It's like I gotta go pre-flight the plane, so I'm out there doing the rundown, the checklist before we can even fly. And now that winter's time's coming, these checklists, pre-flighting the plane ain't looking too appealing. You know what I mean?
It's cold outside. Right? It's cold outside. How? Man, this is something we touched on heavily last time that you covered.
Absolutely.
So
another happy place.
Another happy place, man. That's why we show a little piece of serenity.
Absolutely.
So how has that changed over last year?
I feel like I'm probably going just as strong as I was last year. I've been consistent with that. Everybody's recovery looks different. For anybody that's not in recovery or doesn't know much about it, everybody's recovery is different. My recovery involves 12-step meetings. My recovery involves a network of recovering addicts.
Right. That's mine.
Yeah. My recovery involves, several things. Keep in contact with my sponsor. So yeah, was at my home group last night. Tonight I had the opportunity to go speak in a rehab.
So you're also being of service.
Yeah, being of service, and that's huge.
That's major.
Yeah.
That is, for anybody that is in recovery, I don't care if you have a day clean and you're holding the door and giving out hugs, man. Being of service will change your spirit.
But let me be clear and honest. Like I said, I got the opportunity to go speak.
For sure.
That doesn't mean that I'm jumping up and down.
Let's talk about it because I shared my issues. It's funny because like I titled this "In Therapy Session" on the flyer, and shout outs to my sister-in-law Teresa for always making the dopest flyers for myself. I titled this "In Therapy Session."
Yeah, that was good. Good. Shout out. For real. It was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I walked in, you're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm all wound up, man." Like, because I also have to go and speak at a function on Saturday, and it was almost like I was trying to disqualify myself.
Yeah. Wait, what? Meaning what? Make sure I'm on the same page with you.
Meaning, like, I don't have experience in this to share on this topic.
Right. Yeah.
In all reality, I not necessarily on that topic, but as addicts, the first thing I'm going to do is discredit myself and say I'm not good enough to do something.
Yeah, I'm not qualified enough. I'm not going to provide a message of hope or.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely going through my mind today to go up. And I spoke at this rehab, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I believe I did an awesome job. I didn't go into it thinking I was going to do an awesome job, but the feedback I got from the people was, 100% positivity. And but now I'm feeling the same way. I'm going there tonight. What do I have to offer? What's my recovery looking like today? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I feel the same way. It matters none. The clean time we have, the service work we put in, the amount of meetings we make, and I guess we're not unique in that way by any means.
One of my sponsors said in the past, he said, when you speak in commitment and you just share honestly.
That's it.
That always resonates with me.
That's it.
I'm not gonna go there and try to tell a story about the past or when I was using and create a story that didn't exist. I'm just gonna be honest. I struggled, you know what I mean, and more than anything about my story of using, like, what does recovery look like? You know what I mean? I'm coming up on 6 years. I'm coming up on 6 years, and what's happened in 6 years? what hope can I give a recovering addict that you can go through this and you can survive too?
Right.
Which what majorly changed. I told you before, my brother Zach passed away 2 months ago. In 2 days it'll be 2 months ago, and it hurt when I first got the phone call. It hurt bad, and then I was able to accept it, and not have to act out in any certain way. And the fact, the idea of using wasn't the first thing I clung to.
It talks about, as we start working on ourselves in this process, is that we'll have some reservations and some things that'll make me want to latch back on to drugs. And like you just said, your brother passing away. As a sibling or a family member passing away is usually a very big trigger. I'm proud. If no one told you today, I'm proud of you, because we talk about what recovery looks like today. And for you, it looks, to me, outside looking in, but I also know you personally, we're in the same network. It looks very well, because like these are the fruits of our labor. Like this doesn't just get handed to us. Like it's putting in the work.
And this ain't nothing. This is nothing I did alone. I got, great people, not just in my recovery network. I got an awesome girlfriend, my kids keep me grounded, because that's, my main focus. I work and, to provide,
right.
But like, I don't get to go out and do everything I want to do all the time. It's, mostly living for the kids. But I just got people that stepped up. I don't do none of this alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can't, like, that's my biggest support system.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I always thank God.
Absolutely.
For everything. And then my wife, my 2 kids, my immediate family, my network. I can't do any of this by myself. I've proven left up to my own devices the type of record y'all cause,
Absolutely.
For real. So I'm not gonna keep you. I wanted to chop this up and dissect this a little bit, like a last year, this year, goals set, goals met. So now moving forward, I'm gonna come back in like a year.
What's a year gonna look
What's
like?
a year gonna look like?
I hope by then that I have my license, pilot's license. I hope to see that, as far as the business and the tattoo shop goes, I got 2 full-time workers, I got 2 apprentices, I expanded my shop. And it was hard not to expand when them COVID checks and the checks everybody had, like, I didn't have enough artists to keep up with the demand. Yeah, I want to see these apprentices getting to the point where they're just killing it. I'm proud that I had I put some work in to get them where they need to be. But whether I had an apprentice in the past recently, and I got him where he needed to be, and he didn't last at my shop, unfortunately. But he's not far away, and he's killing it, man. I'm proud of him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It don't even matter if he's working for me or not.
As I said that, something sparked in my head. You had the opportunity to attend a tattoo convention in Dallas, correct? What was that like?
No, it was more of like a workshop.
Okay.
So it was 3 days of mostly nationally recognized tattoo artists and like workshop seminars. They were instructors. I've been tattooing 21 years. December 11th will make 21 years since I first did my first tattoo.
So it says 10,000 hours. You're a master.
It'd be hard to say how many hours I'd behind the machine, but 10,000. I mean, probably. Yeah. But no, so 21 years in this, and I'm still learning. I'll do more workshops. In fact, I got one coming up that I hope to be doing in February, which is through the company Explore Tattoo Conference. They're doing one in Philadelphia now. They did the one in Dallas. I did one in Hollywood 3 years ago, out in Philadelphia. You asked who I looked up to in the business. The one instructor is going to be Bill Canales. from San Diego. He does half of what he does is dragon suits or dragon tattoos, sleeves, body suits as well. And he's gonna be one of the instructors. And I'm like, I gotta be there for that because I want to take my Japanese to the next level. So I gotta work with guys and learn from guys that are doing that. You know.
So I'm gonna check back in with you
in
a year. We're gonna check these off the bucket list.
Okay.
Before we go, is there anything you want to ask?
And I know, and I was thinking that before.
Shout out to brother Joe. Joe, how are you, good sir? Keep fighting that good fight. Much love to you, brother.
I guess the first thing that pops in my mind is, where do you see yourself in a year? Let's take the light off me a little bit. I want a little bit about you right now and where you're gonna be
in a year. Man,
it's a tough one, right?
Man, because like in this process, I learned not to look too far ahead. I set short goals, and that's what I worked toward. Been very fortunate in my occupation. I'm not gonna say too much about that. I think I'm just gonna keep trying to build this platform, get some new equipment, get some more guests on, some people in recovery that I care for. Keep fighting a good fight and putting that story out. Like, for sure you're a dope tattoo artist, right? For sure you've managed to gather some things along the way. But bigger than that is, like, you're probably one of the most selfless people in recovery that I know. And you always help people. You're always of service. And like people always ask me like what messages sometimes. And it's like, I just want to get my people their flowers while they're here. Don't, I'm saying this right now. When I go, I don't want no Facebook posts. I don't want anybody screenshot text messages that we've had or emails or pictures. None of that. And I'm right here, right now. You know what I mean? For me, that's what it's about. So in this next year, I'm going to continue to work on myself. I'm still flawed, still have some defects that I need to address. Still going to go to the gym. Still going to keep fighting a good fight away from the snacks. And I'm gonna still show up for my recovery.
Yeah, I'm trying to be in line with everything you said too.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm just trying to be like the best father I can be for my kids.
They said at the meeting last night, they were talking about it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah.
So I don't want to focus too much on what I need to achieve. I want to live right now in this moment and just have the serenity and, recognize that God is good, man.
All the time. Blessed. Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in, man. This has been another little episode. That's Eli. I'm TJ. This is Spittin with Spittin. Next time, got another guest coming for you. I'm going to announce it at the end of the week, man. Happy holidays. Peace.